The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook.
Are you listening to this podcast on the Stitcher app? Then you need to know that Stitcher is shutting down on August 29th. Yep, on August 29th, you'll no longer be able to get this podcast on Stitcher. So now is the time to switch to another podcast app, like Apple Podcast or Spotify, and follow the podcast there.
Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Blackjack, a jackalope folk warlock.
I'm Kim Cross, and I play Beatrix, a Tabaxi rogue.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Twitch, a rat folk necromancer.
I'm Brooke Bullock, and I play Zionci, a spiderkin cleric.
I'm Kiri Hester, and I play Billy, a Folsom fighter.
And I'm Connor Shennold, your DM. Join us now for Tales from the Wilds. Dawn begins to break across the horizon in the wilds. Birds begin to sing in the trees, and the buzz of the nearby wildlife begins to wake up. The rustling of the wind in the trees and the lapping of waves against the nearby shore is an ambient noise as you all slowly begin to wake up. Feeling energized and refreshed, you all open your eyes, ready to face a new day.
Oh my goodness. That was a much better rest than I've had in a while. It's the fresh air.
I think it was being by the beach, that we've actually been able to relax, hear the white noise of the ocean.
I've missed that.
It's been far too long.
Mm-hmm.
I have sand in my crevices.
Unfortunately,
sand gets everywhere.
It is. It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
Zionci perhaps is snuggled up next to Twitch, unbeknownst to Twitch.
Unbeknownst to Zionci. Twitch is beknownst.
Oh, wow. Oh, hi. Oh,
Scrambles back, away from Twitch a little bit, and does a big stretch.
You say the ocean, Beatrix?
Yes.
Like, you've seen it before?
Oh, goodness, yes. Before I met this wonderful group, the last place that I had lived before, the sneezing incident was a pirate village. And I'd been there for a while. I know. It was intimidating at first, but I really loved that place.
That's fantastic.
It was.
Do they not have oceans where you're from?
Oh, yeah. Blackjack and I have seen the ocean before lots of times. It's one of my favorite things. You can get in and, get all that little kind of salt bath and spring all around and then,
I love being by the ocean. Of course, yes. Billy, you've never seen the ocean before.
I am a desert creature.
Right. So this must be a brand new experience for you and for Jaska.
This is more water than I have seen in my entire life.
I agree. Hey, Jaska. Where's Jaska?
I don't see Jaska.
Jaska was just here, right?
Well, yeah, when we bedded down last night, there was the bedroll's still there. Oh my gosh, her bedroll's still there.
Something for breakfast.
No, she usually just has breakfast already done, but
maybe she's going out to get us something.
I'm not worried.
Yeah, as you guys look around, you do see that Jaska's gear is still there. Her bedroll is still laid out as if she had been sleeping. And you also see Blueberry and Raspberry.
Oh.
Oh, no.
It's our lonely tumbleweeds.
Okay, that's unusual.
That is strange.
And you do also notice Mistletoe is not with Blueberry and Raspberry.
Okay, so 2 out of 3 have stayed here. Where's Mistletoe?
Yeah.
Does anybody see Mistletoe?
Is the bow gone?
No, it's still there.
There's something is amiss.
Something's
Jaska
amiss.
would not leave without her latent present.
Can anyone speak with plants?
Nope.
No?
Me neither.
Have you made your prayers yet?
I always do that
But
in the evening.
maybe before you
Before bed.
forget, you should see that infected wound on your arm.
Yeah, I prayed for that last night, so that we can take care of the three of us. I think it was Beatrix and
Yes.
Jaska. Jaska's out there somewhere still affected.
Are there any tracks?
Roll me a perception or a survival check.
Okay.
21 survival.
Nice.
Ooh,
23 perception.
20 on survival for Zianci.
7 perception.
7? Okay. Everybody except for Beatrix and Twitch, you all notice that as you're kind of looking around Jaska's gear and trying to figure out what might have happened to her, you kind of get the sense that there doesn't seem to be any type of signs of struggle or any tracks that Jaska might have left behind. However, you do see odd-looking tracks that lead away from the camp. And you're a little bit more familiar with these. However, they seem to be tracks left behind by a tumbleweed. One that is much smaller than blueberry and raspberry. And it heads off into the trees of the forest.
That's mistletoe.
It
Yeah,
seems that Jaska left and then Mistletoe was like, no, Mommy, wait.
Mistletoe's always the feisty one, so...
Does this look like maybe we've seen Jaska riding the mistletoe before? Does this look like that? Is that what it looks like? That
Or did Mistletoe cover up Jaska's tracks?
So this does look as if, because you've seen when Mistletoe, Blueberry, and Raspberry, whenever Jaska does her writhing tides, all three of them have to come together in order to lift her.
Mistletoe is the littlest one.
But we don't
never
find any tracks of Jaska.
No.
We just see tracks of mistletoe going into the forest.
Yes.
Probably following Jaska.
Beatrix, I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
Before we go any further,
We should have breakfast.
Right?
we should, well, except for the fact that if Jaska's in trouble, we might need to eat food on the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, she doesn't have her bow either.
Right.
You're right.
She could be in danger. So, let's gather up our stuff. We'll eat on the way.
And her stuff, too.
Grab at least her bow.
Who can use that?
Is it a short bow?
It's a longbow.
It's a long bow.
Longbow. Longbow of the Autumn Fairies.
Probably less important who can use it, and more that we just get it back to her
Well,
when
yeah,
we
but I
find
mean,
her.
while we're trying while we're fighting to get her back, it does good stuff. Billy should be able to use it, but Billy is 18 inches tall, so he shouldn't be able to use it. So, just to divvy up things, Billy will put the bow on like a little sash, like over.
Okay.
And it shrinks down to your size.
Much better than my
All right.
dinky crossbow. I know it is only for borrowing, but I will use it to save her. And I guess our best bet is to follow Mistletoe and hope that Mistletoe was on the right track.
All right.
Zianci goes over to the other two tumbleweeds.
Blueberry and raspberry. Can you understand the words coming out of my mouth?
Listen, Jaska does not talk to them in wrestles. Jaska just talks to them.
And they rustle in agreement.
We
Okay.
are going to find your mother. You should come with us.
They wave their twigs around in what you assume to be a yes manner.
Here's our question. Blueberry, raspberry. Can you sense your brother or your sibling? We don't know. They are planned.
They point to where the tracks are going.
Excellent. Find your sibling. Go.
So they take off following the tracks.
And Beatrix takes off following them.
We follow.
So you guys head into the forest, following after Blueberry and Raspberry, having to hop over large tree roots, sometimes ducking under them. As you follow the tracks, you begin to hear voices coming from up ahead.
You guys hear that? I hear that. Maybe we should fall into stealth.
How many voices do we hear?
2, and they are speaking in Sylvan.
Nice.
Do we all want to go and be sneaky? Or do just a few of us want to go and check out what's going on?
Billy wiggles and his armor clanks.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
And Beatrix is already sneaking towards them.
And they are speaking Sylvan, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Beatrix and Zianci and I will sneak forward, so you guys stay back just in case.
So roll me some stealth.
19.
13.
22.
Blackjack, you got a 13?
Correct.
So, going forward, you guys dropping down a little bit closer, hiding yourselves amongst the bushes, you see a strange sight. 2 small figures riding atop a large termite. One of the figures is a little larger, with an oversized red leather cap barely hanging onto their head, and the other is much smaller, with blue skin and large pointy ears. The 2 creatures are talking amongst themselves as they occasionally glance over to the roots of a large tree in front of them. So you guys see these 2 figures riding on the termite. You come off to their side, and they're looking at a tree that is right in front of them. Blackjack and Xionsi, since you both are native to the Feywilds, you do know that the creature with the oversized red leather cap is coincidentally known as a red cap, and the smaller blue figure is a quickling. They're not known for being particularly good creatures. Red caps especially, quicklings also in the same kind of boat. However, they don't seem to be particularly hostile right now. They seem more curious about what's in front of them.
And they're not riding. They're stopped.
Yeah, they've stopped.
They're still on top of the termite.
Mm-hmm.
And then can we do a perception check to see if we see what they're looking at?
Yes.
Only a 5 that time.
24.
Beatrix?
A 5.
Xionsi, Beatrix, you have no idea.
Nothing.
While Blackjack is looking, Xionsi must be whispering to Beatrix.
The one with the red cap is a red cap. They're known because they often will dip their headgear in the blood of their enemies. Which seems like it's a waste of blood, in my opinion.
So, Blackjack,
Yes.
As you are looking around while Xionsi and Beatrix are whispering amongst themselves about the atrocities of the loss of blood, trapped underneath the roots of a large tree, you spot a familiar small tumbleweed.
Xionsi, Beatrix, do you see that?
Where?
What?
Mistletoe is trapped. and it's got the attention of this quickling and this redcap.
Oh, no.
And do they look like they're about to do any damage to it?
No.
Okay, so is Mistletoe safe for the moment? Can we tell? Or
That's what I'm wondering. Is Mistletoe... Are they just confused and just...
Define the word trapped. Is it trapped because it's hung on a branch and can't get out, or is it trapped because they're standing there not letting it out?
Ooh, yes.
So you're able to see that although they were able to wedge themselves into the roots of the tree, because of the red cap and the quickling being in front of them, they're not very comfortable coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so they're trapped in that sense of nowhere else to go.
In my understanding of red caps, are they humanoids? Would they be affected by spells that affect humanoids?
No.
They're fey.
They're
probably
fey,
Yes.
yeah.
Do we want to go out and talk to them to get them to move?
I could go back and ask Grandma Spider to help us pass without a trace and bring the others up here closer if you want me to.
But we still can't get Mistletoe until they leave.
so what am I seeing around? Is there brush around us?
You're in a forest.
We're in a forest, but I mean, there's like brush around. So I'm wondering about if I want to pull something out of my pouch and toss it over. So as a diversion where they might be able to, what do you guys
Give
think?
that a try.
I could toss something over into the brush over on the other side. Surely they'd want to see what might be over there making the noise.
Give that a try.
Roll me a dex check as you're trying to throw something
Dex
far enough
check.
away from them to get their attention.
19.
While they do both glance over at the noise that was made by, what did you throw?
I threw one of my keys.
Oh no. So as you throw one of your keys, it makes a soft little trinkling noise as it hits the bark of a distant tree. And they do kind of glance over there, but they quickly refocus their attention back on Mistletoe as I got a natural 20.
Oh.
Okay. With message. Doesn't say anything about whether or not they can understand you.
Oh, you're trying to talk to Mistletoe?
Yeah. You point your finger toward a creature within range and whisper a message. The target, and only the target, hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear. It does not actually say anything about whether they can understand a language or anything like that. So it's a cantrip.
All right.
So I'm gonna try it and say, Mistletoe, don't freak out. It's Blackjack. Listen, you're trapped. There's other creatures there that are pointing at you and you've gotten their attention. Would you like our help in getting you out of there?
So I'll say what Mistletoe sends back. Not words, because can't speak. However, you do get flashes of images throughout your head. You get a flash of Mistletoe waking up and Jaska not being there. You get a flash of Mistletoe heading off into the forest, trying to figure out where Jaska went. You get a flash of Mistletoe running into these 3 creatures and this large termite taking a bite out of Mistletoe. And you get a flash of intense pain, and then another flash of Mistletoe running away, and then managing to wedge itself under the tangled roots of a large tree, now being cornered by these creatures.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. So, Zianzi, Beatrix, go back and get the rest. I'm going to go out there and talk to them.
Nope. Okay. Okay.
Go get them quickly.
Okay.
But don't come out. Let them think it's just me. All right?
Okay.
We will take them by surprise if we have to. But for right now, just let it pretend to be me.
All right.
Zianzi rolled a modified 16, going back to the group.
Okay.
And you want to do a stealth also, Beatrix?
22.
And if you need to do a pass without trace on the way back, you can do that as well. But so I'm going to step out.
All right.
And say, my friends, you found my favorite tumbleweed. I'm so glad because he had been lost. Thank you for catching them.
The red cap and the quickling turn to face your way, and the red cap goes, "Oh, even more unusual creatures. Quite the interesting day this is turning out to be." So, you said that's a tumbleweed?
That is a tumbleweed. It's a dear friend of mine, and my name is Blackjack. What's your name?
Oh, Blackjack, you say?
My name is Blackjack.
And you watch as it pulls off a feather from his cap and grabs a small scroll from his waist and writes down something on that scroll. So, Blackjack?
Yes.
Was your name?
Blackjack. What are you writing down?
I'm a collector of many things. Names happen to be one of them.
Well, that's fine if you would like it. My signature. I'm fairly famous, so of course.
Oh, yes, please.
I take a look at that and I go, oh, that's very fascinating. What is this?
It's a scroll.
A scroll of
names.
Names, and
yours being the first one I've added today.
No, today. What do you usually do with it? So I want to let's see if I can roll up and see other names. If there's other names on this.
There are not on this particular scroll. So he started off a fresh one just for you.
This is very fascinating. Can I start making my way over toward Mistletoe?
Yeah. Do you take the scroll with you?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So you start making your way over to Mistletoe, and the red cap, hey, I'm gonna need that back.
Of course, yes. As soon as I get my friend out of here.
Okay. We just weren't quite sure what that was.
Right. You've probably never seen a tumbleweed here.
No.
I'm guessing.
I know my good buddy, and he pats the large body of the termite. Thought it was food. Which, I mean, it kind of does to a termite, you know? It's got, like, sticks or wood or whatever.
Yes, it does. But it's actually a sentient being.
Oh.
So we don't want to hurt it.
And what's its name?
Mistletoe.
Okay.
But you have his paper. You can't write it down.
And he pulls out another scroll and starts to write down the name Mistletoe and writes down Blackjack underneath it.
All right, good. Then I can put this one in my pocket.
So Zianzi comes back to Billy and Twitch, and Beatrix is with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Guys, there is a red cap. They're very nasty. They dip their headgear into the blood of their enemies. It's very gross. So a red cap and a quickling, and they're riding a giant termite. I know this is a lot, but Mistletoe is trapped underneath a giant tree branch. And
you had to be a giant termite. Let us go.
We need to have a talk about the word giant here.
Well,
Yeah.
Is it big as a giant, or is it giant for a termite?
It's giant for a termite, like the size of a small pony.
Billy just hears breakfast.
Okay.
All right, by this point, Blackjack's probably gone up there and said hi and probably introduced himself. He introduced himself to a red cap. We gotta get back. So, I'm gonna pray for us to pass without a trace from Grandma Spider. And then let's all go sneak up, kind of flank out a little bit if you get a chance.
I'm going to go over by where I tossed my key, and I'm going to get it back.
Okay.
I'll be on that side.
Oh, right. So I cast Pass Without a Trace, which is going to give everybody a plus 10 to their bonus of stealth.
Roll me some stealth.
What'd you get?
Well, I'm still adding.
I'm still adding. I want to know if you beat Zionsi's 32.
Nice.
So Billy himself is inherently sneaky. He has a plus 6 to stealth. The problem is
He's wearing
The heavy armor.
got armor.
Yeah.
So he could clanks. After all of the bonuses and everything, with his 2 on the die,
Oh, no.
he got an 18.
Nice.
Not bad.
Wow, no, 31.
Twitch.
28.
Billy, you got a 18?
Yep.
So you guys creep forward and you see Blackjack has now gone a little closer to where Mistletoe is, and the Redcap has gotten off of the large termite to trail after him. His large iron boots stomping in the dirt as he trails after Blackjack.
Do I know anything about red caps and taking names? Is that a familiar thing to me at all?
You know, taking names is the spiel about the Fae.
Right.
However, you haven't known Redcaps specifically to be this interested in taking names.
Well, I didn't catch your name, by the way.
Yes, my name's Rumple. This is my bodyguard Stilt, and our termite mount is named Skin.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. I'm Michael Cross. So great to have a moment to talk with you during this mid-show break. First off, I want to invite you all to join us as Patreon members. The money we raise helps us pay for things like the music and sound effects you hear on the show, as well as money to go to events and make new fans. When you become a Patreon member, you get our episodes 4 days early, bonus content, access to our Discord server, and full versions of our roundtable discussions. You'll be joining other fans like Scott Wise, Don Mills, Heath Mormon, and the Lady Kate. So join us right now at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. Another way to support us is by getting your very own Red Dirt merchandise. You can find things like hats, hoodies, mugs, and t-shirts. Just click on the merch tab at reddirtdnd.com or reddirtrpg.com. Since 2020, the Red Dirt D&D podcast has been close to another Oklahoma actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast, D20 to Curtain. And me personally, I've had a chance to work on stage with some of the actors on the show. So when you get done with this episode, you should check them out.
Hello, fellow D&Ders. My name is Jerome.
I'm Jennifer. I'm Jody.
And together with our friends Kara, Timothy, and Jared, we are the cast of the D20 to Curtain podcast, where Oklahoma theater geeks and their friends hit record and explore our new addiction to Dungeons & Dragons.
We think D&D is more than just a game. It helps us tap into the enduring power of storytelling.
We combine live gameplay with behind-the-curtain episodes to share our experiences, insights, habits, discoveries, and passion for D&D with anyone who will listen.
We hope D20 to Curtain will make you laugh, cry, maybe even make your experience at your table even more satisfying. Check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts or visit us at d20tocurtain.com or at D20 to Curtain on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We look forward to having you. All we ask is that you have fun, be kind, and play the role.
If you're looking for more content, make sure to check out our YouTube page with Mysteries of Beatrix live every Wednesday. Keys from the Golden Vault from the Red Dirt Outlaws dropping every Tuesday at noon, and Plausible Deniability every other Thursday at 7 p.m. So come check it out at youtube.com/@RedDirtRPG or search for Red Dirt RPG on YouTube. And we would love to hear from you. Find us on social media at Red Dirt RPG. You can also get in touch with us through our website at reddirtrpg.com. In the meantime, make sure and subscribe to this podcast and leave a comment on your favorite podcatcher so others can find us. All right, I think that's everything I need to tell you. Right now, let's head back to Red Dirt D&D.
So you have come across some unusual creatures by the names of Rumple, Stilt, and a termite named Skin. Blackjack has freely given his name to this odd red cap named Rumple, and the rest of you are hiding in the trees, waiting to see what happens next.
Have I gotten Mistletoe out of their trapped position yet?
It looks like you will have to do a athletics check to kind of pry open the tree roots.
Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself guidance.
Okay.
And hopefully this will work. Athletics, not good. I got a -2 on that. 14.
So you grab the tree roots that are holding Mistletoe captive and strain and stretch, and it almost goes, and then your arms fall limp.
Mr. Rumple, do you think you could help me get my friend Mistletoe out of this trap they seem to be in?
Oh, I can certainly try. It's quite feisty. Can you make sure it doesn't attack me like it did my termite?
Mistletoe, calm down. Rumple's going to help us out, and we'll get you out of there.
All right, let's see what I can do.
I will also give him guidance.
Okay. That's a D4, right?
Yes.
Okay. So he steps forward, grasps the tree roots in his tiny hands, and attempts to wedge open this area. He got a 24.
Oh my gosh.
So you just watch as, with almost no struggle whatsoever, he just rips these tree roots off of the tree.
As he's doing that, can I sleight of hand that scroll out of his...
Give me a sleight of hand check.
25.
Yeah, you are able to successfully pocket that scroll that he had.
Excellent. Has Mistletoe got out?
Yes.
Mistletoe, glad that you're out. Mr. Rumple, Stilt, Skin, we're so glad to have you help us out, and we will be on our way. And I start heading back toward my friends. Of course, I don't say that. I just start heading out.
Oh, well, yes, it was nice to meet you, Blackjack. I'll be sure to remember you.
Yes.
It's very nice of you to meet you. And he gets on his termite mount, and Rumple, Stilt, and Skin head off.
I come back, and I figure once they're out of the way, you guys step out.
Yes.
Yeah, we kind of get in position
Another
probably about the time they
delicious-
start moving away.
Another delicious meal wasted.
Someday we're going to have to find you one that you can eat.
And one that is not a nice, friendly grocery store owner.
Exactly. So, did you find your key, Beatrix?
I did.
All right.
Yes, thank you for caring.
Blackjack, how in the world did you get them to just leave?
I don't know.
It seemed like he just asked nicely.
Yeah,
I figured we were going to have, some violence.
Yes, well, yes, anytime we can not have violence, I'm always a big fan of it.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't get your name. I figured that was the first thing you did, was say, hi, I'm Blackjack, and then you gave them...
But actually, they did give me. But look, and I pull out both of the scrolls. I said, look, I took the scrolls with my name on it.
They still know what it is. He can just write it on another piece of paper.
If he thinks about it.
Well,
Eventually he's going to forget who I am. Because this is the Feywild.
But he just said goodbye, Blackjack.
True.
Zionci has taken his whip of warning off the belt. He's holding it really close to his face, and he's like,
Okay, I really need you to pay attention for red caps and quicklings, because they're going to be back.
But he gave me his name too. And I pull out the scroll with my name and with Mistletoe, and I write down Rumple, the red cap, and I write down Stilt, the quickling, and Skin, the termite.
Okay.
Oh, giant termite, giant.
Maybe we should all take on fake names. That sounds super fun.
What was the big deal with names in the Feywild, so they know our names?
Okay, see, a lot of times in the Feywild, you know this, there's power in, your real name. And so if they have that, then, they might be able to command you easier, or track you, or find you, or bind you, or call you into a place.
I think my fake name shall be Mariah Carey.
Mine is Panarity.
I'll be Carrie Hester.
I think I'm going to be Matt Barry.
I'll tell them I'm Gruzin. Hopefully they don't know he's dead.
Okay, but also Jaska's still missing.
Yeah, as you guys are sitting talking around, Mistletoe begins to make quite a ruckus, rattling their twigs, hitting the ground with them, all but throwing a tantrum. As your attention is suddenly fixed on Mistletoe, Mistletoe's brambles part and it opens up to lay flat. And inside you find a piece of paper.
I didn't know you could do that.
Aren't you just full of surprises?
That is so cool.
It's honestly a little gross. Have you ever seen Yote go into a big spider? There's a moment there when he's not a person and he's not a spider, it gets real gross.
Well, it's a phase.
Blackjack, maybe you should...
Right, so, Mistletoe, what have you got there? And I go see if I can see this piece of paper.
Okay. You pick it up and inspect it, and there is but one word on it. Bleak burn.
I have a question. Do you think Mistletoe just picked this paper up, or did Mistletoe write it down?
Blackjack and Zionci, you guys can give me a history check at advantage.
13.
18 on my dice that I got from Heather at Red Dirt Live at Brunches and Dragons.
By itself, the term bleak burn doesn't mean much, but putting it in a little bit more context of the Feywilds, you do know that there happens to be a name of a particularly large city named Bleakburn. The city itself is located in a giant tree stump about a week's travel from your current location.
And because we've done this before, I'm going to cast message again and say, Mistletoe, don't freak out, it's Blackjack again. Where did you get this piece of paper?
So, yeah, once again, your mind is filled with images of right when Mistletoe had wedged itself into the tree's stump. It had looked around, and time seemed to freeze. The trees stilled, birds stopped in midair, the large termite stopped with one foot hanging up, frozen. And appearing before Mistletoe is a black-cloaked individual who moves unlike the rest of the world that has stood still. The figure bends down and whispers, "You can find Jaska here," and slips the piece of paper into Mistletoe's brambles. And in a flash, the world comes back to life, and that figure is gone.
All right. Okay. A lot of images from Mistletoe. When Mistletoe was trapped inside of the tree, or inside the roots of the tree, time seemed to stop, and another creature, a person in a black cloak, came up and gave Mistletoe the piece of paper saying that Jaska could be found there, in Bleakburn. So, fantastic, Mistletoe. Good job.
It once again curls up into a ball and rustles excitedly.
All right. We do know how to get to Bleakburn?
You do. However, without a skilled tracker, it will take you a week's time to get there.
Unfortunately,
it's quite a little ways.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think we have anything else going on, except for trying to rescue Jaska.
We could blow the whistle and ask for help from the fairies, or shine the light and ask for Mama Moth, but I don't know if we want to call that card in right now just for travel.
It's going to take us a week. I mean, we just go.
Yeah.
So I guess off we go?
Yes, I say there's no time but the present. Mistletoe, join up with Raspberry and Blueberry, and we'll go in search of Jaska.
As we're walking.
Blackjack, you cloaked a figure, a black cloaked figure, like the one that was hanging out at the edge of the camp on the forest? Like, did it look like the same person?
I think so. Did I get the image
yes.
of the same person? Yes. So, you don't think maybe they had something to do?
I think so. I think they probably stole Jaska. But then why would they let us know where she was?
As a trap?
Yeah, maybe. That's a good idea.
Okay, there is this crazy thing. It is called kidnapping, and sometimes they want a ransom. Maybe they know we got all the dragon gold, and they want our gold.
Twit, what do you think?
Well, it's a long shot. It doesn't make any sense because I feel like we just got here, but it's almost like we're being targeted. So who else is here that would know us? If it is a trap, who here wants to trap us? Knows us well enough that we would come looking for one of our own if they were taken from us.
I have to say, I do have a few enemies here. If they knew that I was back in the Feywild, it might actually, but I don't think anyone knows I'm here.
That was a long time ago. Surely they've forgotten about that.
I would not expect that they'd forgotten about it.
Okay.
And is there any chance that anyone else followed us through, or?
We don't know what happened to Pumpkin. That's a good idea, Twitch.
There was also that dead beholder.
Yeah.
They seemed pretty dead, but things have seemed dead before and then fought us.
Yeah, it seems like we're targeted, but who? I mean, yeah, okay, so you two have enemies here. Enemies big enough that they would take somebody?
I don't know. And then Beatrix, do you have, before the Ironwoods, or Dr. Alucard, was there, where, there wasn't anybody who was tracking you, was there?
I mean, not as far as I knew.
And then we went, we were here, and then what if it's Paulson?
I think Twitch said that Paulson, quote unquote, moved on.
He's resting.
Was there anybody, but if the curse of the Ironwoods was lifted, then maybe all of those people, but everybody there seemed okay.
Yeah, maybe, but it could be Paulson, because Paulson wasn't a tall, dark, shadowy figure in a robe.
You know who was obsessed with Jaska in the creepy dead woods, though?
Who?
No.
Martin!
Martin.
Martin
Falston. He might have played a part in this. Do I feel like the image that I got, I couldn't see his face enough. Well, good. Okay.
But he was obsessed with Jaska. It probably was because Jaska had a very magical item in her hand at the time.
Yes.
Did he seem dead to the rest, as dead as everyone else to the rest of you?
He was very calm about it.
He did. He seemed very, I don't know, but we have some thoughts.
I think is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, we have some hypotheses.
Yeah. We didn't get anything from Martin with his writing on it, did we?
Nope.
Darn.
We got nothing from him except uber icky vibes.
Right. Yes, I know. He was very creepy. That Martin might be... We don't know what happened to him. Of course, we don't know what happened once we left the Ironwoods.
Yeah.
If the curse had been lifted, and what about the other creatures that were Fey-like who were there? I mean, like Ted. We don't know what happened to Ted.
What if Ted kidnapped her?
Ted was much bigger.
Oh, that's right. I can tell you, this was more of a human-type figure than Ted.
But other than Martin, Falston, and Pumpkin, I can't think of anyone else that would know that we were tight with Jaska.
What about that other guy with the backpack?
Colton?
Colton Sideburns.
He was very upset about being dead, so I think he's dead.
Why do we think that it's somebody that we know?
If it was a kidnapping, you don't just kidnap a person who you don't think has any kind of resources.
I'm not convinced it was a kidnapping.
You travel for a week, crossing through forest, across rivers, and over rolling hills before you reach a dirt path. Following the path, it soon turns to cobblestone as the city of Bleakburn slowly starts to come into view. Large, blackened bark walls stretch high into the air, surrounding what appears to be a large city. Just a little past the city, you spot a large floating island in the sky.
Red Dirt D&D Tales from the Wilds is Connor Shennold as Jaska and our Dungeon Master, Johnny Payne as Twitch, Carrie Hester as Billy, Kim Cross as Beatrix, Brooke Bullock as Zionsi, and I'm Michael Cross as Blackjack. The showrunner for Campaign 2 is Aidan Cross. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician P.J. Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of Monument Studios, Sirenscape, Describe.com, and TabletopAudio.com. Dice for the Red Dirt D&D cast provided by SD Way Gaming. You can find us at reddirtdnd.com. If you enjoy the new campaign of Red Dirt D&D, make sure to subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd at whatever giving level works best for you. Join us next time as we travel farther into the wilds.
If you would like it, my signature, I'm fairly famous, so of course I can...
yes, please. Sign here.
No.
There's nobody here to stop him.
We're just all this meta-knowledge is going, what are you doing?
This is a bee for the Feywild.
their headgear into the blood of their enemies. It's very gross.
That just seems like a waste of perfectly good blood.
That's what I said.
Billy, I'm so proud of you.
That's grotesque and macabre. Who would do something like that?
I know.
All four eyes of Seance just kind of look at Twitch for a second.
Weird place indeed.
Yeah.
Roll me some stealth.
My SDWay dice have been on fire this morning.
So that's a +10 on top of my normal?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
I was supposed to say. You should disappear.
I no longer exist.
Yes.
I'm in a whole other plane.
And Rumble, your friend, you've got a quickling friend here. Is that your friend, lover? I don't know.
Oh, we might have had our little dalliances.
It's the Feywild. Everyone's a little bit lover.
Mr. Rumple, Stiltskin, we're so glad to have you help us out.
I will say, though, those guys are creepy. They definitely have a young lady held hostage to complete some impossible task. With the threat of taking her firstborn child.
That's right. And Skin, the termite.
Okay.
Oh, the giant termite. Termite, comma, giant.
Proper.
This suddenly is reminding me of that scene in Shazam with, the Fury of the Gods, where they're like having the scroll
Oh, yes.
and it
Yes.
says everything they say.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Or find you, or bind you, or call you into a place, or make you do the dishes when you don't really want to. It's just really, it can be very painful.
If you've got a truck, they make you move. They make you move.
Oh, God, yeah.
Mistletoe begins to make quite a ruckus, rattling their twigs, hitting the ground with them, all but throwing a tantrum.
What is it, boy? Did he fall into a well? I have a question. Do you think Mistletoe just picked this paper up, or does Mistletoe, is she kind of like a printer?
It's going to take us a week. I mean, we just go.
Yeah.
Unless we could do some kind of a fast travel type thing.
Like a montage.
Just
in playtime.
play some music on your speakers and
Absolutely.
forest.
Bluetooth speakers that are in the forest. Oh, those
I'm
work on the
on my
island. I don't know
way.
if this force is
I
Bluetooth
forgot about
speaker.
that outtake.
I bet that was just up on the island, on the floating island.
Dead, so I think he's dead.
I
think
I'm not
that
Trying to
sure.
connect the dots.
Why do we think that it's somebody that we know?
if it was a kidnapping, you don't just kidnap a person who you don't think has any kind of resources.
I'm not
friends that
convinced
care
it was a
about them.
kidnapping.
Now, fortunately, if we've got 7 days, we've got plenty of time to discuss this.
So for 7 days, we talk about this as we walk.
Yeah, this conversation could go on for 7 days if you want.
We send the tumbleweeds out to get us berries.
6
while we
days
travel.
later, Blackjack has like 4 scrolls taped together, and there's lines, and there's notes, and he folds it out.
I got it. Charlie Lloyd. Oh, wait, who's that guy?
That son of a.
Charlie.
It was that one knoll that you slapped.
It's Dr. Alucard is back. He's back.
I think the shorter list of what enemies have you not made.
My vote is for aliens.
Meta-wise, Aiden is at the table, and so that means he's got a part to play in this. So I'm just saying, I want to change my vote to Charlie Lloyd. So
Yeah, it could be one of the aliens. It could be Yom Kippur. I can't remember his name.
Amish Kapoor.
It's gonna be the aliens again. The frogs are back.
That is my bodyguard, Stilt.
Rumpelstilt.
oh no,
Somewhere there's
Tell me the
something
termite skin. The termite's gotta be
third one
skin.
somewhere.
Yes, and my termite's name is Skin.
Hold on.
It's tilt rump and skin. So skin, tilt and rump.
Skin stilt rumple.
Tilt and rumple.
Oh dear.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it? Skin, tilt and rumple.